Okay, let's see. Live chat. There we go. What are these pictures? I always wonder what this is. Oh, I can change the... Ooh. I can change the filters on here. Okay. All right. So today I'm not doing any cooking because I don't have any HelloFresh or anything. So I just ate a ready-made sandwich from the store. And yeah, I'm pretty tired today. So I slept. So my schedule is messed up. So I'm going to be working on this crochet granny square. But I think most of the time I'll be trying to untangle this mess of yarn ball. So yeah, I'm basically just here for a chat. I tried to make a video this morning, but it didn't really work out. I did it outside, but it started to rain. And also I realized I'd rather just take it all live than in a video when it comes to, like, you know, personal updates and stuff that doesn't really have any structure. Oh, hi, Sick. Sick Parvis Magna is here. Yay. So this live might be quite boring, let's just say. I just felt the need to... I'm not getting any other social interaction this weekend, so this is my sad, pathetic life. I Skyped my family last night. My brother had told them that I was planning on going to Japan, so they already knew. So yeah, my parents, I don't think that they really understood that I am serious about it. They think it's just an idea, that I'm not going to go through with it. I don't really know. But they were like kind of laughing about it, and they said, well, as long as you're not going to Ukraine, because my mom got a brochure about Ukraine, and it was a really cheap bus ride from my town to Ukraine, and everything would be included, including the bomb shelter, which, you know, the fact that you need to stay at the bomb shelter should tell you how, you know, great the situation is over there. So my mom got this brochure that she could go on that kind of trip, and she said no, but she said that it was quite a good deal. It was maybe, I think it was 500 euros for like an all-inclusive trip with, like, you know, a tour guide and access to different cultural sites and such, bus tour and everything. But my mom said no. She said she wasn't going to do that. So yeah, my parents were glad that I wasn't going there or to Russia, which, you know, I don't think that like it's possible to even travel to Russia right now. I don't know what the situation is over there. Oh, thank you. Yes, weird how business has no limits even during war. Well, it was supposed to be like a volunteer kind of trip, where if you wanted to, you could also help out. So you could help, like, you could help in like their factories in Ukraine. Like my mom said that you could help in like in the prosthetic making factory, which is really depressing. I mean, but it is you have the possibility to volunteer your time if you want to. And I mean, I guess that the money is also going to a good cause. But yeah, I don't know. My mom talked to this Ukrainian lady who was giving out the brochures, and she was kind of like saying, "Yeah, but don't you think that would be dangerous to go there?" And like the person there was like, "Oh no, it's not dangerous. Only 80 people died this past month," and like, and we kind of joked with my mom that that's kind of the way that it felt like during COVID. Like we were like, "Oh yeah, only 20 people died today of COVID in France. That's such a low number." But we're like, anybody dying is a high number, you know? So my mom was kind of shocked that this person like was just like, "Oh, no, it's not at all. It's not at all unsafe. Only 80 people died in the past month," you know? So yeah, my mom is glad I'm not going there. Sorry, there seems to be a knot on this, I can't get rid of this knot. I guess I'll just have to incorporate it inside the crochet. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I've changed from top chat to live chat. Thank you, Sick. Right. I'm getting back to this. This crochet. I was feeling really tired today after that Skype call because, well, I told, so I mean, my brother had told essentially my dad that I was planning on going to Japan, but he was like, "Are you going to Japan?" And I was like, "Well, maybe." And my dad is an ISTJ, so for him it's like maybe is not a thing, you know. He's like, "Well, either you've bought the tickets or you haven't." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I haven't bought the tickets." So I guess that in his mind I'm not serious about going to Japan. So yeah, I think that there was some kind of misunderstanding there. But then my mom started talking about my uncle, and he's not doing well. He has pancreatic cancer in the US, and now he got spread to his liver a month or two ago, and now he's got a pneumonia, and that's making it difficult for his chemo planning. And my uncle is kind of losing his spirit right now. Like he was always so optimistic about his chances and was always a fighter, you know, but now it seems like he's kind of giving up on things. And yeah, because he got pneumonia and then he got dehydrated, he was, they had to like give him liquids at the hospital. And well, then when he came home from the hospital, he was so weak, like he couldn't go up the stairs to his bedroom. And like where they live, there's kind of like really small stairs. And my uncle's very big, or he used to be before he went through all the chemo. But well, you know, he's lost a lot of weight because of the chemo, so he's barely recognizable. On the photos that I've seen now, it's like he used to be fat and now he is not, and it's bad, you know. He seems to have lost a lot of life in him, and so because when he came back, where he couldn't go up the stairs to sleep in his bed, they had to call help, but the help was a small Vietnamese woman, and they didn't know that it would be a small person. So she came and she was of no help, really, because she couldn't help with the thing that they needed help with, which was getting my uncle up the stairs. So my uncle was like 1 meter 90 or something. I mean, he's tall and he used to be very heavy, but I mean, any person, even a thin person who is that tall, will will have trouble if it's a small person trying to carry them up the stairs. So my other uncle and my cousin had to help him up the stairs, which yeah, kind of depressing, because then they started thinking like, should he have a walker? Should he get a hospital bed? And you know, that's kind of like the signs of the beginning of the end. And my dad said, "Oh, it seems hopeless," to me on Skype, and my mom in the background was like, "No, don't say that." And I have to agree with him, unfortunately. It doesn't seem to go too good. So I'm trying to like stay optimistic and, you know, be supportive of my mom. But it's kind of like I'm not concerned about me myself going through a grief process when my you know, if my uncle dies. But if my uncle dies, this is kind of a weird thing to say, but if my uncle dies, my mom will be the only extrovert in the family, which will be it will be difficult for us all. Let's just say it like that. My mom and my uncle, my mom is an ENFP, I think, and my uncle, I think, is an ENTP. And so they talk for hours and hours on Skype and on the phone. They just talk and talk and talk and talk about everything. And they get mad at each other and they scream at each other and then they laugh and then, yeah, they just talk and talk. But like my other uncles and aunts and cousins are basically all introverts. Maybe I have a cousin who's an extrovert, but like, yeah. And I mean, I know that maybe it's not the most important thing here, but I'm trying to think of other things, kind of. It's just that I'm kind of worried about how my mom is going to take this, because her father died from pancreatic cancer as well. And so, you know, I'm not very close to my uncle. My uncle, I haven't seen my uncle since 2016, because that was the last time I was in the US. So it's not like I'm very close to him. And it's not like I am going to miss him a lot, because I like haven't seen him for a long time. But he is a wonderful person and I love him. And it will hurt. And I'm talking about him as if he's like actively dying, but I do think that we're nearing the end, and I don't know if palliative care is coming, basically, because right now they're trying to cure the cancer, but it doesn't seem to be working. I think that at some point they'll be going into palliative at some point. And I try not to worry my mom about it, but I don't know, I'm not getting very good vibes out of this. So yeah, sorry to start this live with such morbid discussion, but that's kind of how my Skype meeting with my parents went yesterday. But basically, oh well, first we were joking about Ukraine deaths, and then we started talking about my uncle not being able to go up the stairs. And yeah, I understand the suffering. My mom had breast cancer twice, saw the transformation. It was really difficult. Yeah, no, it's just that the worst for me is kind of my sense of apathy. And I made a video about this. The fact is, like, I mean, made several videos about this, but I sometimes I feel like an uncaring person, because like it seems like the only thing that I care about is like the inconvenience that a funeral would be right now, because I don't, you know, I don't want me to be going to the US because of a funeral. And it's like that sentence in itself is kind of messed up because the point is I don't want him to die. It's not that I don't want to attend the funeral. That is the problem. But yeah, so my mom talked about that for an hour, and I basically just sat and listened. But inside I was kind of not doing too well. So yeah, our Skype calls are usually like 5 hours long, and this one was like 2 hours long total with my dad. So I guess my mom was maybe also being tired of all of this happening. Yeah, so that's what's happened. Oh, hi, Alexander. Cute pup. Hello, cute pup. Yeah, so sorry, I've been talking just about morbid stuff about Ukraine and my uncle dying of cancer. That's I don't have much else like to talk about, because like that was the subject of my Skype last night, and that was the reason I wanted to make a video, but I couldn't make it because it started raining. And I wanted to make the video outside because it's finally getting light outside. But what am I making? Well, at the moment, I'm not really making anything. I'm just trying to untangle this ball of yarn. I'm making this granny square. It's pink, like sugar pink. What do you think about the achievement about the wall? Oh, the wall that I'm decorating? Well, I always make a wall when I move to a new place, unless I'm not allowed to have stuff on my walls, and in that case I don't put anything up. I've moved so many times that I just take all these pictures with me, and then I stick them with blue tack to the wall. Some pictures have been with me since like 10 years back, so they kind of mean something to me, you know. So I make a collage on my wall, and I update it. Thing is, like I had put up the stuff on the wall a while ago, but I've lived here for almost 2 years, and I'm going to be moving in a few months. And yet I hadn't finished my wall, so I've finally done. You know, that it's like a testimony to how much procrastination I'm doing. I always do a lot of procrastination. It takes me ages. Oh my God. I don't know how I used this ball of yarn to make it go so crazy. It's like ridiculous. It's like pig pink. Okay, let's just put it a little bit loose and let's keep going. Thing is, with my crochet, I don't have any motivation or concentration to be able to start new projects or to finish projects. So all I do is just a bunch of granny squares, and I just go on making granny squares because of the soothing nature of it. But projects, I can't think, you know. I can't, I don't know. It's just difficult for me to concentrate right now. And it's a little bit depressing because I thought that by upping my medication I would be less depressed, but it seems like I get more depressed when I make my medication higher. So I'm thinking of like going off the antidepressants completely before the summer. That's my goal, at least, unless like I get a terrible relapse. But you know, I'm supposed to be doing it together with a doctor, but like since I am a doctor, I I don't care. I am it's not good to treat yourself, but I am treating myself as my own GP. So there's that. Okay. Am I missing things in the chat? I don't think so. You found it really lovely. Thank you, Sig Parvis. Yeah, when you're just used to death, it becomes normal. Yeah. Well, you know, me being a doctor and all, and also my friends being doctors, it's kind of like I'm used to talking about death a lot, even though I haven't experienced much of that myself. I do get, you know, enveloped in this kind of humor that all of these nurses have all the time, this dark humor. So yeah. I haven't been able to read either, which sucks. So I've had to bring back my books to the library. I'm thinking of just reading a lot of nonfiction. So I've asked my library to buy a few nonfiction books. And the thing is, they usually buy what I ask them. So I never need to buy a book ever again in my life because they just provide me with all the books. So yeah. Also, I don't know. Oh wait. How do you pay yourself for prescribing a drug to yourself? Well, you don't. It's actually a new thing here that you need to pay to ask for a prescription drug. It used to be free to ask your doctor for a prescription drug. Then you would have to buy the drug at the pharmacy, which, you know, costs money. But the actual, like, you can go online and like ask your doctor for a prescription. That service used to be free. And sometimes I don't really understand why people would have to pay for that. Like, you're paying for somebody to. I understand that you're paying for the doctor's time, but at the same time, like, renewing a prescription does not take me a lot of time. What does take me time is people who ask for prescription drugs and it's not something that they're currently taking, or if it's like that they're asking me for drugs that nobody has ever prescribed or that are dangerous, that kind of thing. But like antidepressants, I just push the button renew and then it renews. You know, that takes me less than 5 minutes, you know. But what does take me a lot of time is when I can't renew a drug. Like if somebody is asking me for sleep medication or opioids or something that, like, just because a friend told them that is a good medication. And then they go and they call, you know, they're wasting all of our time, you know. They call and say, I want this prescription renewed. And then it's like, that's not a renewal, that's a new prescription. anyway, but actually, there's an app that doctors can use so that they can prescribe things for themselves. I haven't got into there because there's like workplace code that I have to put in, and I don't know what the workplace code is. But my ISFJ friend has the app, which he uses to prescribe for his family. So he prescribed me some sleep meds. Not, I mean, not dangerous ones, you know, like the nice ones, the antihistamine. So I got the prescription from him. Otherwise, I just get them from my doctors, my actual doctors, you know. I've been getting a lot of second thoughts about the trip to Japan because I don't know any Japanese, and that really stresses me out. But I don't know. It feels like I'm not at all prepared, and it seems like that kind of travel to such a place would require insane amounts of preparation, which I can't afford to do at the moment. But I'm hoping for the best. I'm looking at all the Instagram reels of Japan places, you know. Now my Instagram knows that I like Japan, so it just keeps reminding me. Okay. Make me a teddy, says Cute Pup. I can't make a teddy, unfortunately. Yeah, I know, Alexander, that you want to go to Japan in next January. I'm just learning through Duolingo, which like really sucks. I'm just like, you know, why do I need to know the name of Brazil in Japan? I'm not even Brazilian, you know? Like you're supposed to say these sentences like, Burajirujin des, you know? He's Brazilian. I'm Brazilian. I'm not Brazilian. So what do I care? You know? I like the word for ticket though. Kipu. Kipu. But so yeah, like I don't think that you can go around Japan without knowing Japanese, and that really scares me because I don't think I've, you know, I've not even gone to England on my own, you know. Well, I've gone there, but I stayed with a friend, and like I understood the language, so it really helped me. I haven't gone to Spain on my own, and like I learned Spanish in school, and that's more than I can say about Japanese, and still I would be terrified. And also, it's like 20 hours of traveling or something, which I don't know. I don't know if I can manage. I don't know. It's I went to, but I think that's in the main cities you get by perfectly with English. Oh, I guess all you need is arigato. It's been a while since I used Duolingo, but then I saw how it works and I quit. Well, Duolingo used to work well, like before they changed the whole setup. I was on there like 6 years ago or something. I don't know exactly when this was. A long time ago at least. And I was practicing my Spanish. And I was also like learning the basics of like all sorts of silly languages. Not saying that languages are silly, but you know, languages that I will never use. but I forgot it all. I wanted to learn Irish Gaelic, and so I learned a few words, but I forgot them all. Um, but at the moment, like it is nice to just do 5 minutes of Duolingo every day, and then that like you're done for the day. But obviously, it's not at all the best way to learn. But you know, it's what I have. It's what I have the energy for. No, so arigato, I know that, and I know sumimasen, which is excuse me, and doko desu ka, which is like where is it? Because I, you know, you need to know where things are. Yeah, I can say some things. Ohayo gozaimasu is a good morning. Yes, I know that one. I always find it funny because they are always in the Studio Ghibli films. They're like, Ohayo! And the reason why they used that word was because it, you know, it's like hi, but also because, well, it's like Ohio, which is funny. Ohayo gozaimasu. And then Ohio is in the US. Yes, it is. So many people traveling to Japan don't know any Japanese. Just learn as much as you can and don't worry too much. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm planning to go to, I went to go to Tokyo and Kyoto, but maybe Osaka, maybe Vondelpete has given me some tips, but I forget the names of the cities. There was one that had like buildings from the Edo period that seemed kind of cool, like old village style buildings. That seemed cool. I realized, I looked at the map, okay, you know, as you do when you went to travel to a country, that some islands of Japan are by the equator. And I'm like, shit, I haven't been that far south ever in my life. I live in Sweden, so like, and like France is not at all near the equator. You know, the entire continent of the US and the Japan are much lower latitudes than Europe is. And that scared me a bit also because I was like, oh no, like it's the southernmost parts of Japan are at the same level as the Sahara Desert. And I can't get my head around that. Like it's probably different, like because it's humid, but I don't know. That kind of made me a little anxious. Yeah, I think that I'll get around with English, but well, you know, it's kind of the fact that I already have a hard time being confused by things in the world, and so being extra confused by things is like really scary for me because I feel like I won't be able to like I won't be able to eat and sleep and like understand what's going on. But it will probably go much better than what I think. And if I get confused, there's always somebody that will be able to answer a question. Even if not everybody knows English, I can figure my way somehow. But yeah, so all of these fears started coming up, and then all of these memories started coming up of different people, and yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people who I've had problems with love Japan, and it's like, you know, it doesn't matter, but it kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. Like, why do I like something that these people like? You know, I don't want to have anything in common. But that's life. Okay, well, that was the end of this row of granny square. Oops. I wish I had more things to talk about, but I am pretty I mean, this is a really big granny square, but I'm thinking of like just continuing until the ball of yarn is finished, and then maybe I can like have that as like a placemat, or as like on a pillow case or something like that, like a small pillow. Like one of my cushions fell apart, so I'm thinking of using like the stuffing and creating like a little pillow or something. Here I have some stuffing stuff, and I'm like, if I bunch it up, I can maybe make a little pillow. I don't know, just a thought. What's going on here? Wait, what's going on? Oh, Nara? Yes, I want to go to Nara. The plan is to go with Vondelpiet so that Vondelpiet can... he made a video of his last trip to Japan where he met up... Well, he met the deer, and the deer were not really nice to him, so he has to... it was an ISTP deer. So he went to get his revenge, the deer. Kyoto, yes. I want to go to Kyoto. It seems like more... It's a big city, but it seems like it's more... has like traditional shrines and stuff. Hello, Treetoon. Oh, hello, Brigile. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. No, I don't mind. I know that you passed by on one of my since deleted videos, so that's very nice. Or you can send things in the mail, in the email. That's okay. That's okay. I think I'm going a little bit insane right now, and next weekend is Easter, so I'm going to be spending the weekend with my ISFJ friend in Stockholm, but he's working, so I'm not going to bother him too much. 1, 2, wait, let me just see what I'm doing. 1, yes, 2. So I haven't been seeing anybody all week, pretty much. Hello, Brigile. I don't know if you're French, Brigile. Would make sense with the way that I say your name. Or would it be Brigile? I don't know how you would pronounce it, sorry. Uh, no, so why have I been going insane? Well, because I got back into my hyperfixation on autism. So that sucks. It sounds like it. You got the word from Elvish dictionary based on the language Tolkien created. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how you would speak in Elvish or any other uh, La Belle Langue de Molière. Yeah, well, Brégilé, it sounds like Rabelais or... No, Tolkien isn't French. He's British. He's like the most British you can be, I think. Um, but he was also, I don't know. He was an INFP, so we like the fact that he was an INFP, but I think that he was pretty much a product of his times. But you know, I don't think that as a person he was probably very... He wasn't probably like very nice. But you know, it's like Miyazaki probably isn't like a very nice person to be around. Even though he's created the most beautiful and wholesome Studio Ghibli films, I don't think that hanging around with him would be that wholesome, you know. Like, he'd be nice, but I think, you know, the INFP celebrities, you could say, are often pretty cold and stubborn men. Let's put it that way. Well, also women. I mean, J.K. Rowling. If we believe that J.K. Rowling is an INFP, she was pretty problematic. Or she is pretty problematic. Even though she wrote books for children and, you know, made this whole magical world, she has some views that, you know, not great. Even though she, you know, writes books about love and the power of friendship and everything, at the same time she writes about like house elves that, you know, are happy to be slaves. Or she includes like one Asian character, Cho Chang, which is like the most terrible name that you could choose for an Asian character. And obviously this Asian character is in Ravenclaw. I mean, you know, there are a lot of things that are wrong. And Lord of the Rings does not include a lot of that, but, you know, I think that he was very much shaped by his religion and the fact that he grew up and was in World War I. So I think that he probably would not really vibe with us in 2024, you know. But it's okay. He wrote great stories. I really love Lord of the Rings, and I love The Hobbit. And I just read them last year. Yeah, I know that a lot of people say Rowling seems like an INFJ. I've had this debate with my INFJ ex-best friend, but we came to the conclusion that she was INFP. And I have to agree to that assessment that she's an INFP, unfortunately, because I don't want to associate with her. But, you know, it's kind of sad because we've got all of these controversial people now. We've got Johnny Depp, and we've got J.K. Rowling, and we've got, well, Tolkien wouldn't be called a controversial character, but, you know, it's not like I think that it's just the fact of being a celebrity changes you. I think that that's the thing, you know. And if you are an INFP who's not a celebrity, then maybe those tendencies do not pop up, you know. Maybe that's why we shouldn't become celebrities. Yes, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry is an INFP, and he seems like a pretty wholesome guy, but that's because he didn't really like flaunt, like he wasn't like famous on the, like, during his lifetime. He lived a pretty short life, because he died from a plane crash. But I like, he wasn't like taking interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, Le Petit Prince is a good story. Gary Oldman is also typed as an INFP. Yeah, no, I like him, but I think that once you're such an important star, then that's when things start going to your head, you know. He created languages and had to build a world to make use of the languages. That's what I think makes Tolkien an INFP, because I just love linguistics. I love linguistics, and I would also do the same kind of thing. Like, when I was small, I would create my own special languages. I had this imaginary world that I called Japalonia, and so you can tell from the name of Japalonia that that I was interested in Japan already at the age of 3 or 4. It's kind of weird to think about that, but so Japalonia was not based on Japan or anything. It was just the imaginary world, and so I had invented the Japalonian, and you know, I wanted to make a story where I had 2 imaginary friends, and so I would imagine that that's the country that they were from. They were from Japalonia, and so I would know, like, you know, I understood what they were saying, obviously, because nobody else understands Japalonian. Yeah, wait, what's going on? The past is predicting the future. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, Kemir was INFP too. But like, I don't think I would love to hang out with Kemir either, you know? I think that hanging out with a lot of INFPs, at least these famous INFPs, like, they don't seem very friendly, you know? I guess that you need to be an FE user or something to be considered as friendly by my crazy standards. Gary Oldman would be a bit atypical for INFP, wouldn't he, because of his crazy hostile characters? Didn't Gary Oldman do Sirius Black? But you know, Johnny Depp, you know, Tim Burton, that kind of thing is pretty dark. I mean, Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka. Oh, you know, scary stuff. So I don't think that's actually at all off-brand for an INFP to play a dark character or a crazy character. I mean, Sirius Black is, I don't know what type Sirius Black is, but maybe he would be an ISFP, Sirius Black. You only know about Willy Wonka from Frank James comedy videos. You're also very involved in MBTI. Wait, I'm missing a lot. Wait, Willy Wonka, first of all, I just watched a video essay about Willy Wonka and how Willy Wonka is basically a metaphor for God. Okay, these are the kinds of videos I watch in my free time. I just have a bunch of video essays. I either watch about autism and ADHD, or I watch about cults, or I watch video essays about like crazy theories. And so this video essay was the theory was that Willy Wonka does not only represent capitalism, he also represents God. And how Charlie Bucket is like the perfect follower, the perfect believer in Willy Wonka. And I don't know if that's the way that Roald Dahl conceptualized the character, because I think that Roald Dahl was Christian. Roald Dahl is a really messed up guy as well. I read his autobiography when I was a teenager, and I was just like so upset that this guy who made such wonderful things for children like was such a messed up guy. Anyway, oh hello Carm. The learning about to teach you something about yourself back in the day you were not aware of before. Wait, learning about what? Wait, I forgot about a lot of things. Brigule. Okay, INFP mania. Yes, INFP mania. People have a different perception of reality, yes. Please forgive me for noting, but I don't think I've ever met anyone in my life who's quite as involved with Myers-Briggs system as you seem to be. Stanfield and Leon, the professional. Did learning about to teach you something about yourself back in the day you were not aware of before? Well, I don't know how you ended up on this channel. It's kind of like, you know, wait, like I saw her at the Witch's Sacrament. Well, you know, what were you doing at the Devil's Sacrament? That's a meme. I don't know if anybody will get that. No, I discovered MBTI at age 15. Back then, I thought I was an ISFJ or an INFJ. I am right now getting tested for autism, which kind of would explain my special interest being MBTI. Because, you know, autistic people have these special interests, and it's like these interests that like you can't get rid of. They're just like there, and you get obsessed by it, and it's like you can't stop. And I had that with Harry Potter for a while. Then I found out that J.K. Rowling was bigoted, and then it was difficult. I actively had to dissociate myself from her and the Harry Potter world. My whole brain space was like occupied by Harry Potter. I was like obsessed. I wrote fan fiction, I had a blog, I had a Tumblr, all these things Harry Potter related. My biggest dream was to go to Harry Potter World, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando. I didn't want to go to like anything else in Orlando. I just wanted to go to the Wizarding World. I was so obsessed, and my whole like dreamscape, my whole imaginary world revolved around Harry Potter. And Harry Potter saved my life. And I mean, literally, like when I was suicidal, age 15, Harry Potter changed my life. And MBTI changed my life because I always knew something about me is not like other people. And I was like, what is it, you know? And then I thought I was an INFJ. So I was like, oh, well, that explains it. You know, there's INFJ is the rarest type, you know, of course I'm going to be misunderstood. Now, I mean, it took me maybe 2 years before I realized that I went to Personality Cafe. I mean, I don't know which year this is. Maybe this was 2013. I went on Personality Cafe and I asked people to type me, and that's where I got typed as INFP, and I was like, no, I'm not an INFP. And then I've fully embraced the INFP. Then I went into a period where I was fully obsessed with other things, namely Sherlock. So I put MBTI on hold because I thought, well, you know, it's pseudoscience, it's not really a thing. Then I met my INFJ friend, and it ends up that he was into MBTI as well. And so then then I got back into this obsession about it. And now that I'm not friends with my INFJ friend anymore, I'm still obsessed. So I don't think it was due to him that I was obsessed. It was just that the obsession was always there, you know? Okay, Sik discovered MBTI age 21. What is wrong about having special interests? Nothing, except for the fact that it takes like all of your brain space. Make an RAB-focused Harry Potter movie? Oh, hello, Broccoli Todd. I know that you wrote a message. I mean, you've been deleting your posts on your comments on my videos, and it's like, well, either post them or don't. Because I don't know. Sometimes think about before you make a post. If you're going to be deleting it straight after. That's my thing for Broccoli Todd. I don't really care about Regulus Black. I know that a lot of people do. I used to be really into all of these things. I was the Harry Potter nerd who knew everything Harry Potter. But since then, I've had to really, you know, I can't excuse myself for consuming anything that would help J.K. Rowling in any way. And so it kind of destroyed my special interest, which, you know, it makes me upset. You know, it was something that really brought a lot of joy in my life. And like it consumed me. And now instead I'm consumed by cults, by MBTI, and by autism. And so, like, I've been writing this little booklet that has like why a diagnosis would be beneficial for me. And here, like, my journey in psychiatry, my fears about getting a diagnosis. I've also done like autism criteria, and I've printed out the A and what my past self would have had in the criteria A, and what my current self has in the criteria A1 and A2. And so it goes on. And now I've been trying to do a few of the tests. So I've written up the test scores that I have. And I've been watching so many videos. I see, thank you for sharing. Okay, thanks, Brigitte. I am having a weird erratic time in my life, sorry. It's okay, Broccoli Todd, it's just like, sometimes I don't understand if you're joking or if you're actually genuinely asking a question, which is something that is autism, like everything in my life. Okay, sorry. Sorry. There is this new trend on the internet to put like /gen when you mean genuine question, and S if you mean sarcasm, and J if you mean like joking, which really would help me on the internet, because sometimes I don't know if what people are meaning, you know, and then I get mad in the comments, and then people are like attacked by me. What did J.K. Rowling do? I need to look it up. Oh my God, Alexander, you have a lot to see. What I feel so different is still searching. INFP gave some sort of insight. Yes, INFP gave me some sort of insight, but now I realize that a lot of it might be autism, but I'm not sure yet. But the INFP thing I'm sure of. But yeah, it's like something is like, why does everybody else function in a different way than I do? And it helped me understand myself, that like, oh, I wasn't as organized as I thought I was, because I thought I was an INFJ. And then I was like, oh wait, I'm an INFP. And then I realized like, oh yeah, I'm actually a chaos. I'm just chaos. And actually my own feelings are what is important to me. And not everybody is that way. And that's why I get into such misunderstandings and such, you know. It really helped me understand like my place in the world and that kind of thing. Also, it helped me understand other people in that I can't expect other people to be as aware of their own feelings and ethics as I am, and that sometimes it's a relief because sometimes people are just wired that way and are good at certain things in the world because they have a natural affinity to those things. And it's not my fault that I suck at all of these sensory things and at all of these thinking things, um, because I have a preference for other things in life, and that's okay. So I feel like it's really helped me understand me and others. Um, and then once I started getting into it with my INFJ friend, it really helped us like as a tool to communicate, to explain how interactions with other people worked. I think it really helped our friendship and our communication. Even though it didn't end up working out in the end, it wasn't because of the MBTI the MBTI was our point of connection. You read the first 3 Harry Potter books and then I've lost interest. Oh. I don't want to destroy your bubble. um, but basically, long story short, she is transphobic, and she's also said some, well, um, she's been associated with, anti-Semitism for her portrayal of the goblins in Harry Potter. Also, she's fatphobic, from the fact that Dudley Dursley is fat, and like that's his only characteristic. Um, you could say like all this, oh, this is all just woke stuff and not like actually important. Well, it is actually important when J.K. Rowling is like one of the richest people in the UK. She has a lot of power over legislation and such. And sure, she's donated to charities and such, but it's not really, it's the case with every celebrity. If they're giving to charity, sure, that's nice. But they also, you also get the tax benefit of giving to charities. And also, like, she could be giving a lot more. What happened to the J.K. Rowling who was a single mom who couldn't afford to pay her bills and who was depressed? She forgot who that person was. And now she's just a celebrity out there to get money. And I understand that she was sexually harassed by a trans person, apparently. But, well, she's not. I've actually made a video, which is the next video that's going to come out, about gender. And in it, I talk about how I used to be a TERF. I used to be a TERF, but it was a while ago, and it's one of the worst things I've ever done, and I'm not going to be going back into that world again. Thank God I got out of there before J.K. Rowling said that she was, because I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done. I'm glad I got out of that interest, but it was hard though, because it was such a deep part of my life. When it's something that you've thought about 24/7 for like, I don't know how many years. I've been thinking about Harry Potter since age 15, and I stopped at like age 22. 22, yeah. I'm really interested in your view of this subject because I only know a few things about things. I know way too much about it, and unfortunately it's because I was on the wrong side of history for a while. Um, Basically, TERF is like the equivalent of, it's like the feminist equivalent of the neo-Nazi movement. So, yeah, the fact that I'm saying this will probably cancel me, and I just want to reiterate that that is not my view anymore at all. Like, I support the trans community. I have friends who are trans and non-binary, and I'm just so much happier for it. And they're such lovely people. And I just, yeah, I don't know. But so I can see how a person can get trapped into those kinds of bigoted thoughts. But what really happened is that I opened my eyes to, I became more open-minded with time. Well, J.K. Rowling seems to just become more set in her views. So that's where I kind of, calm myself down a little bit, because yes, I was a TERF, but it was, 2016 to 2018. I was on Tumblr, and the crazy things happen on there. And it's not like I wanted to hurt trans people or anything. It was mostly that I felt hurt. I felt hurt by the world. I hated men. I was that typical man-hating feminist person. And I thought I knew things, but then I realized I didn't. So I'm not in that movement at all anymore. I'm rather like, I think that gender identity is very personal. As I said, I made this video now yesterday, which I'm going to be posting later on. I've been scared of admitting that I once have been a problematic person, but the past is the past, but it is going to make people feel unsafe around me, and that, I wanted to make that video because I want to show that anybody can be radicalized. The most sweet INFP can be radicalized by the internet, and that's what happened to me. I just got radicalized in the other direction from the neo-Nazi direction, So, yeah. Oh, hi, Schumann. Hello. Schumann gets to come in like in the midst of all these crazy things. Well, I don't know. I don't want to be hated by the trans community, but I want to say that I've been thinking, like, am I non-binary? I don't know. But I explained in that video that I'm still using the label of woman, but I am, I don't think that gender is that important to me. So yeah, I think that I'm, it doesn't really matter. But I understand why these labels matter to some people, like like the fact, like, why does the INFP label mean so much to you? Well, I don't know. Why does the label as woman mean so much to you? Everything is so individual, and I think also, yeah, the fact that I've gone through the whole journey of from being a TERF to maybe considering being non-binary shows that people can change, and that we're not stuck in our ways. And so anybody who tells me that J.K. Rowling, has no choice, she can definitely change. She has the information at her disposal. She can decide to one day say, yeah, sorry, I had bigoted views. I don't condone that anymore, you know? You watched a video about intersex, which is something I know very little about. Yeah. Yeah, no, so intersex is also something that I know very little about, surprisingly. But you know, it can mean so many different things. It can be the chromosomes, it can be well, body parts, it can be internal, external organs. And it can also, you know, it's difficult to say. What has she said that was the bigoted? Oh, I don't really want to get into all that. But she basically, in 2020, she posted like an essay talking about how she was sexually harassed by a trans woman, and how she believes basically that trans people are basically just men pretending to be women in order to make women feel unsafe. That's basically the gist of it. And she's followed other people who are also transphobic. Yeah. It's kind of like what Bufo said a few days ago about the internet having beat PD. Well, that's kind of how it feels like, you know. But I've been a part of that community, the Tumblr craziness. I mean, I've been part of when there were all these micro genders, the Mogai community, where, like, you know, you could be Starboy, you could be a star gender person. I mean, there were all of these things. So I went from that quickly into TERF. Then I went into, like, you know, I realized, like, oh, I'm asexual. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, everything, all of this is just so crazy. Let's just have a balanced view. So I think I'm pretty balanced now. But the Mogai community was in 2015 was basically a time where everybody was just making a pride flag for every single different experience of gender and sexuality that you could think of. There was a cute Cupio romantic and lit romantic, and what were the other ones? I identified as koi sexual, meaning that you can't tell the difference between platonic and romantic attraction. And koi means like quoi, like you could also call it what the fuck sexual. WTF sexual. Which I fully relate to that one still. Intersex covers 30 different situations. Well, I don't know what those 30 different situations are. I mean, you know, is it 30 different disorders, or is it like actual situations? I know that, like, Klinefelter is a pretty big one. Oh, I haven't told you guys about this. I don't know if I have. Once I worked at an old age home, and there was a woman who worked there who, well, she was actually like my manager. I hated my job at the old age home. I couldn't do anything there. I was like, it's like the sensory hell. I don't like that. But my manager, she was really nice. But then, like, a few years later down the line, I'm at the let's say, the obstetrics clinic, and I go into the room and there she is giving birth. And I'm like, oh, wait, I think I know this person. And I realized, oh, because now I found out what her diagnosis was, and she had some kind of intersex diagnosis, like a chromosome difference that meant that she wasn't able to have children, like her uterus had not developed properly. So she had done this through IVF, but somehow she was able to give birth. So I don't really know how that worked, but it was a weird situation for me because I asked her, is it okay if I'm around? And then I had to actually examine her. And I did the examination once, and then I realized, like, no, this is too much. I have to leave the room. I can't keep doing this. This is wrong. So I told the midwife that I was following that day that I don't want to follow like this birth because I actually know the person and it's weird. And she assigned me to another birth. But yeah, that was one of the weirdest situations I've been in because I've actually, well, felt into my boss's vagina. Like, that was weird. That was really weird. Yeah. Genetic variations, XY dysfunction enzyme with very low testosterone, or XYX. Yeah, no, I know that Klinefelter is one of those chromosome things. But I'm not an expert on that, I must say. But it's kind of like difficult to know if intersex people want to be in the LGBTQIA plus label, because some people say that it's not a gender or a sexual or romantic orientation. It's just a medical variation. So I'm not the person to ask about that kind of thing because I'm not intersex. I was clearly born female, and I am female. And my gender is pretty much woman, she, her pronouns. Yeah, I mean, Brejule, I'm guessing that you haven't been on Tumblr, but I don't know, maybe you have, and that would have been cool, but I was on Tumblr, so I was in the middle of the storm, you know, like I was there. I was there. You know, it's like that meme, don't tell me, like, what is it, the Narnia meme? Like, I was, don't tell me about history. I was there when it was written, you know, I was there. Like, you know, I'm crazy because I was on Tumblr, but Tumblr really sparked a lot of internet discussions, and people who weren't on Tumblr, they don't know how much of internet history has been marked by Tumblr. This whole gender discussion, this whole, I mean, it all started on Tumblr. It wasn't Reddit, it wasn't, you know, whatever else we had. MSN, I mean, MSN was before, you know, it wasn't, Tumblr was later. But, you know, it wasn't Instagram, it wasn't Facebook, it was Tumblr all along, starting all these different weird conversations that people were too scared to have otherwise. Because Tumblr was such an anonymous kind of place while still feeling intimate. So people would, you know, follow the blogs that they were interested in and reblog things under a pseudonym. And like basically nobody had their own picture on there. like if you had your own picture, you were basically a bot. So it wasn't encouraged to have your own name, or I had my first name. I said that my name was Ingrid. I still have my blog actually, but I'm not very active on there. My blog is Trevor Finds Thestrals, because Trevor the Toad from Harry Potter. Right. I still haven't changed the theme of my blog, but my blog is still Hufflepuff colored and stuff. So trevorfindsthestrals.tumblr.com. And I've had that blog since 2011. So I've seen the rise and fall of all of these things. I call myself a Tumblr veteran because I've seen the war. I've been there. So like, you know, in comparison, all this YouTube shit, it's like, you know, the drama here is, you know, it's sadder to see the drama here because it's actually affecting real people's lives. And like, you know, it's more coupled to like the culture at large. But Tumblr was such a like an insulated community. So the types of drama would be like really strange stuff. Like there was a witch who was like a bone. What did she do? She collected bones from cemeteries. She just went there and collected bones. And like, that's illegal. You know? So she got into trouble for that. I don't know what happened afterwards, but there are like all sorts of like crazy shit going on Tumblr. And now that most people have left Tumblr, it's such a relaxed and calm place. You know, it's such a nice place to be because it's kind of a ghost town now. And so now people just post pretty pictures and people go about their day. And in general, there's not a lot of conflict, you know. But there was a period where all of the discussion of the internet was going on there. Sorry. Oh, God. Wait. I'm missing a lot of things. Many people at Tumblr were queer anyway, so no wonder it came from there. Yes, Tumblr people were queer, and they were mostly INFP, and they were mostly autistic. So yeah, the fact that later on, when I first joined Tumblr, I did not know I was gay. I did not know I was asexual. I did not know if I was autistic. I still don't know, but you know, I didn't even know I was an INFP in 2011. I thought I was an INFJ. So I ended up fulfilling all of the criteria of being a Tumblr user as time went on, which is weird, but yeah. Being nearly 40 before getting on the net, this is all new and fascinating to me. The internet, the great liberator. Tumblr is a place where the fate of the world was decided and I was oblivious to it. Tumblr used to have wars with other forum sites. Tumblr used to have a war with 4chan and Reddit, but mostly 4chan. Because 4chan was like the dude bro version of Tumblr, which was more girls. It makes me wonder how much this topic has always been important to certain parts of the population, just never had a chance to talk about it as publicly as they are able to today. Oh, it's always been important. It's always been important. It's just that I couldn't. Had I not gone on Tumblr, I would still have been gay. It's just that it would have been much more difficult for me because I would have been so alone in it. And that's kind of how it feels with the MBTI community, you know? Whether I discovered the MBTI community or not, I would have still been an INFP. But the INFP diagnosis or whatever, the label kind of helped me to find you guys and to figure out what is important to me in life and what strengths I have, what weaknesses I need to work on, and just how to like understand the world and be a better human, you know. I think that's that understanding is really important, and the community too. But yeah, I only started really getting into the MBTI again. Must have been 2-3 years ago. It must have been about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that we met because of the MBTI. I was watching a video essay about somebody who was who Ponderful. I really recommend Ponderful. She has autism and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, EDS, and I think other disabilities. I don't know, but she makes good video essays, and she made one about like identity and the no self theory of identity, and then she made another one now, which was about autism and like the misinformation around autism and how it's actually important for the autistic community to exist, because that's actually the biggest form of accommodation that is available nowadays. It's the best that most people with autism can have. It's the community of other people who can give tips and help each other. And you know, it's not the researchers that are helping the autistic people. It's not these organizations that are helping autistic people. Because a lot of these autism organizations, they still promote ABA therapy, which is basically not a good therapy for autism. It's basically just forcing behaviors on small autistic children, which isn't good. So like the researchers and the official people are not really helping autistic people. It's autistic people helping other autistic people that is actually doing the work. So yeah, I think the internet communities is one of the greatest 21st century that has happened. Yes, it is. I mean, obviously my life would have been very different had I been born in another time where the internet did not exist. But I think that my life would maybe have been simpler. At the same time, I wouldn't have been able to encounter all of the people that I've encountered on the internet. And so my life would be pretty lonely. I would be like forever wondering what was wrong with me. I would be like angry at myself for not being like all the other girls. And yeah, I just wouldn't be happy, I don't think. Of course, I know you're binary. Let's have a controversy. Do you feel more INFP than being female? Yes. It's actually something I was saying in my video. Like, for me, the INFP label is more important to me than the female label. Because, like, yes, the female label does define me, because I am biologically female. I have a reproductive system that I think is female. I mean, I don't know if I'm fertile or not, because that you only know if you actively have a kid. So, you know, you can't define a woman by the fact that she can have children, because, well, I don't have children. But I do have periods and, you know, possibly the capability of having a child. I don't know, of being pregnant. I also have more estrogen in my body than testosterone, which is not good for my muscle building, but is good for me not developing a lot of acne. there are positives to having estrogen, but there are also negatives. Also, I read a fact that women feel the cold more than men because the fat distribution in the body is different, and because muscle mass makes you feel the cold less because your extremities are warmed up. So that's why I'm so sensitive to cold. So my female body does affect me in certain ways. And I was socialized as a female, as a girl. But I'm not like, I've never felt like other girls, and I never felt like I had a gender. It wasn't like a thing. Until like other girls told me that this was a thing. And I was like, ugh, why do I have to deal with this thing? And, I don't do a lot of gender-coded things in general. But at the same time, I'm not a man. I do feel that I'm not a man. So, yeah, I don't feel very strongly about the label, but at the moment I would say that I am, yeah, so my gender is INFP. There aren't two genders, there are 16. Well, I don't know. I'm just sitting here laughing at myself. Okay. I've probably missed some comment or something. Yes, I met people. The answer that I kind of have expected, yes. Met people I can't imagine life without through YouTube alone. It's largely a matter of holding up fast to who and what matters most, wading through it all. Yes. No, it's great. I'm so grateful for it, for YouTube and all that. I mean, though I'd say that, like, I was really addicted to Tumblr. And now I'm addicted to YouTube, but I can't be without it. Oh, sorry. I have to keep checking the comments because I'm not. Yeah, no, so I am, but I was thinking like, am I non-binary? Could be. I'm not against that idea. I feel like the label that is most useful to me right now is that I'm a woman and that I use the pronouns she, her. But, they, them would be okay too. But so yeah, I watch a lot of those video essays and I get really, really into it all. Random question on the side. How many channels are you all subscribed to? I've reached 1,000 channel cap a while ago and now I'm reluctant to subscribe to more. Oh, I don't subscribe to a lot of channels at all. I'm pretty selective. I can't go check on it right now while I'm doing a live, but I would say that maybe I'm subscribed to about 30 channels. Something like that. Or less. I mean, maybe they aren't, those 30 aren't all active. Some of them haven't been active for years, so. Let's see who I'm subscribed to. I have to think a little bit. Because, I mean, there's the INFP creators, and so we've got yeah, I don't collect. Oh, you used to collect channels? The thing is, I used to never like videos, like several years ago before I was really into YouTube. I used to never like videos and used to never subscribe to videos. The only one I was subscribed to was the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which was quite poetic and nice. But yeah, I just follow a few, and as soon as one of the channels gets grating on my nerves, I unsubscribe. And it's nothing against like the person or anything. It's just that I can't stand having them on my notifications or on my dash at all. Let me just sit here and count. We've got Side Casserole, we've got all our NFP Insights, we've got Vondo Pete's, we've got Bufo. Okay, these are the trinity of people. I mean, I also don't follow people who don't post videos because, yeah, there's no point in following in that case. Then I follow a kind of social commentary a video guy, and another social commentary video girl. I follow Mom on the Spectrum. I follow Dana Anderson, who's also autistic. I Am Mind Blind, who's also autistic. Paul Micallef, who's also autistic. That makes 10. I follow this Cults to Consciousness for the cults. I follow Amanda Ray for the cults. I follow, I used to follow this Jehovah's Witness guy, but I stopped following him because he just posted every day. And like his videos end up on my dash anyway because I'm into other cult videos. So I haven't subscribed to him anymore. I mean, those are the two that are the most important of the cult ones. I don't know anymore. I used to be subscribed to Escol Grant's channel, who's the brother of Amanda Ray from the polygamist cult The Kingstons, but I'm not following him anymore because he basically posts like a live chat like exactly after Amanda posts her chats, so I didn't feel the need to follow him. Yes, Alice Capel, I follow her. I do like I like Alice Capel. She's a French video essayist. And there's this, what's her name? I forget, but she's also, she used to be in a cult, but now she just is atheist, and she laughs at like really corny Christian videos. So there. And those are the ones that are that I can come up with. I don't know. There are probably more. I Am Rachalistic as well. She's autistic, but she rarely posts. And I just found a new autism channel who just got her autism diagnosis called Pawn's Journey. And yeah, it's been exciting because she just got her diagnosis last month, not even a month ago. And she likes doing Scooby-Doo's too, because she also grew up in France. And you know, those of you guys who have been on my channel for a long time, you know that I like Scooby-Doo's. So that made me smile to think of. Like, it was before I figured out my crochet. I was doing the Scooby-Doos. Let me keep doing this. My goal with this video is to just finish this. Oh, wait. Yeah, you follow Music Appreciation, MBTI, and way too many channels. Yeah. I don't know if I'm subscribed to Frank James anymore. To be honest, I don't care much. But I am subscribed to, what's her name? The Australian ESFP girl. Dear Kristen. I follow her. I used to Scooby-Doo with the glasses, you look like Velma. I don't know if I like that comparison, but okay. I put one of the comments of my comment in the Happy Dance video. Yeah, I know, but I was confused by your comment, so I did not understand what was going on. So sometimes I don't reply to comments, and it's not because I don't like your comments, it's because I just don't get what was going on. But it was probably a nice poem. I'm sorry, Brejole. I don't want to like misunderstand any comments, that's the thing. No, I don't take things as something mean, but sometimes I get a little bit frustrated by people's comments. And I realized, well, you know, sometimes that wasn't the person's intention. So I just, you know, let it go and I don't reply. When I do reply, it's because you've touched a nerve. And then I am like, yeah. Or if it's somebody who has repeatedly written stuff that's like is confusing to me, I will be writing back, you know, because then that starts getting on my nerves. But yes, so I'm sorry, Broccoli Todd, and I'm sorry, Bergelet, about me being confused about your comments. So yeah. Wait, what's going on? Ingrid, do you know Anna Freda Flo or Megan Levota? Oh, I've heard of those two. I've heard of those two, but it's not like I've really been doing much, have much to do with them. I used to follow Dueling Personalities, who's an INFJ, and Rono Contini, who's also an INFJ. I've had enough INFJs for a while. I think I don't want to deal with them anymore. Nothing against INFJs, but what happened is that Rono Contini's videos were getting too philosophical there were too much about philosophy, and I can't say that I understand philosophy that much. Even though I mean, I've read his book, and I recommend reading his book, his books. And he is really like smart about MBTI. He really understands a lot. But I don't subscribe to him anymore. I don't subscribe to Dueling Personalities anymore either, because I've noticed that a lot of his audience is basically like redneck Americans who don't believe in vaccines and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to be in the comments with these people, you know? Nothing against Dueling Personalities, but his comments, and you know, because he's an INFJ, he's just like, oh, that, of course, that's such a, you know, sometimes it's like, if you use too much FE, it's like, do you have an opinion of your own? You know, are you too afraid to take a stand? And so then I wonder, you know, is he against vaccines? Maybe. Is he for all these conspiracy theories? And he, like, there's nothing against believing in God, but, you know, there is something that I can't really relate to. And he's also become much more aggressive in the way that he's written stuff. Like, he writes stuff in all caps, and I'm sure that he doesn't mean to be aggressive by writing in all caps. He's probably just an old generation person who writes in all caps. but it grates on my nerves, you know. I can't deal with somebody writing in all caps. And also, the way that he talks, it feels like it's a performance, and I can't. I can't. I did follow him for several years, but yeah. I watched that video, the phrase, "Oh, what's your secret method of dances," came to me. Oh, no. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo making past was fun. Yeah, no, I have a thing with ChatGPT, is that if you're going to use it, you know, I don't know, it's like I'm not really for people using it for creative purposes. It doesn't really sit right with me. That's just my personal thing. I think in that respect, I think that my INFJ ex-friend really taught me to appreciate the work behind art and the value of art a lot more. And yeah, that, you know, I can't accept that art is just being stolen by these ChatGPT AIs. And also, it's not even good. It's not even good. But why the phrase, "Oh, what is your secret method of dances"? Is that from a book? Or from lyrics? It kind of reminds me of that time where a commenter wrote that I was a beauteous angel, and that really got on my nerves. I don't want to be called a beauteous angel. ChatGPT understands me better than my therapist. Yeah, it depends on the therapist, though. That's the thing, is that people are always like saying that therapy is the thing, that you need to, that therapy is the answer to every life problem there is, when really there are other things, you know. And the person who is your therapist really changes the thing, because I still, I mean, there are certain therapists I actively hate, and that they would be detrimental to my mental health, because they don't understand the thing, and they misunderstand everything. Like that therapist who was the one who told me that I must have autism after a half hour of knowing me. You know, she was the most aggressively neurotypical person, I guess. Not an INFP, not an NF in any capacity. And it's fine if she were just like, you know, an SJ type, it's fine. But the fact that she claims to understand me, even though she clearly doesn't, and that's, you know, she claims to understand me better than I understand myself, that's where I, you know, that's where some therapists are just not for me, you know. They might be great at their job with somebody else, somebody who thinks in more linearly, more, you know, understandably. I've met certain patients now with autism, and sometimes I will tell the psychiatrist what the patient has said, and like the psychiatrist will be like, "Oh, that sounds autistic," and I'm like, "But that could make sense, you know?" It's like, well, okay, I guess that's because I'm autistic as well. I don't know, because I understand a lot of things that's going on. Like, I get it. Sometimes people with autism will say things that like make no sense to a neurotypical person because it's not the way that you're trained to think in general. Um, so like for me, for example, I'm like really focused on like, oh, I don't understand Japanese currency. That is going to be such a terrible problem, you know? It's like, well, there are 10,000 other problems. Why are you focusing so much on the fact that the currency is different? You know, the currency was different in London, and yet you understood it, like, you know. And it's that kind of like weird kind of problem of a weird kind of thinking that, yeah, certain therapists aren't really equipped to handle. I was telling them about the patient who he ended up becoming homeless, but like for him, he kind of chosen. He said that he chose the path of which, you know, um, that path does lead to homelessness if you don't go through the effort of finding an apartment, which is hard. But like the psychiatrist did not understand why he would be so unaffected by being homeless compared to the being affected by, you know, having to look for a home, you know. And like I can understand in a way, because looking for a home is one of the worst things ever. And you know, you have to act neurotypical and going to these visits and decide stuff and stuff. And so just living in your car is a much easier decision to make in a way. I mean, I wouldn't choose that, but I can understand why somebody would decide to do that. Even though, like, my worst fear would be to be homeless, I can see why somebody would think that that is the path of least resistance. But yeah, so some therapists are just not equipped to people who think differently than them, which is like, you know, maybe they're pretty good at doing their CBT therapy thing, or they're good at helping people who are in grief situations, or, you know, but they're not equipped for like the deeper psychology of the human brain. So that sucks. I will enjoy the years when ChatGPT is not yet used everywhere. That's my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't want ChatGPT to take over, but it already has. It already has. I mean, soon there won't even be GP doctors, you know. I think that psychiatrists will be hard to, it'll be hard to use ChatGPT for psychiatry. But when it comes to regular medicine, it seems like a lot of doctors use it quite a lot. But the AI just uses, it seems like a FE machine, you know, it just like spouts out a lot of FE stuff. And according to this list of replies that are already like, you know, pre-planned. But you know, at least the replies are nice and not like rude, which they cannot sometimes be. Such as when my therapist called me at 7:30 in the morning. She called me at 7:30 in the morning and got mad at me for not being able to tell her what I needed. Which, yeah, you know, I'm guessing that ChatGPT would not get angry at somebody who is in distress, you know? And then that's, in that case, ChatGPT would have been much better to have to do with, you know? Okay, I think that I'm soon done unraveling all of the yarn so that I can finally finish the crochet. Once I'm finished with the crochet yarn, I will end the live, but it will take me some time. It will take me some time. There's a lot of unraveling to do. Lots of unraveling to do. Oh, this is just trash. Okay. This yarn was made in Sweden, so that was nice. Okay. Okay. I think that I have lots of ideas in my head, and it's like I don't know exactly where to start. Oops. Did I miss anything in the chat, or is everybody just quiet? Okay, everybody's just quiet. Are you guys doing anything special for Easter? I'm not doing much, but I'm going to be going to my SFJ friend's house. So, I already ate my chocolate bunny, which I buy a Lindt chocolate bunny every year. But I've already eaten him up, so that is sad. Kill the mood with the ChatGPT Tucket. Personal, no, I don't have any plans. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think I got pretty depressed from my parents' Skype discussion, and also just in general, it doesn't seem like I can get anywhere in my thoughts. Like, I'm pretty scatterbrained, and my concentration has just been on YouTube videos, pretty much. It's like I couldn't even barely crochet my granny square, and I can't read any books, and yeah, things are not doing that good, but it's not like I'm actively sad either. So it's kind of a weird mood, that's all. And also my microwave was doing not so well. My microwave Robert, he's named Robert. I think that he's okay, but I think that the buttons got jammed when I was cleaning it. That's why I never clean my microwave. That's why I never clean, because when you clean, things happen like that. Of course, I'm joking, but yeah, kind of pissed me off that, you know, like for once I'm deciding to clean my microwave oven and then it stops working on me. Like, you know, that's not at all a reward for me doing the cleaning. That's rather a punishment. So yeah, I think that Robert is doing okay. Like, I must have pushed some button and it must have messed up the settings or something. But I did manage to microwave my pasta today, so I think that is okay. Oh, it's getting on quite well actually. Maybe like it could make a little pillow cover or something. No, you didn't kill the mood with ChatGPT. It was other things. I'll celebrate Easter with my nephew, brother, and family. Yes, it's Easter. It's Easter and April Fools. R.I.P. Robert, but Robert is still alive. He's still alive, but I think that he was not doing too well. Poor Robert. He is still alive, and I will be taking him on my next move. That microwave has been through a lot. It's like the most well-traveled microwave ever. It's been to Stockholm, it's been to the south of Sweden, and now it's been in this apartment. And it will now go to my next apartment. So this microwave was also used. It was used. Oh no, it wasn't in Stockholm. Yes, it was actually. I think I bought it in the south of Sweden. My other microwave, who was also called Robert, Robert 1. Robert 1 is now ISFJ's microwave. And both of these microwaves were used when I bought them. So they've been through a lot. Same here as well as a few I know. Difficulty concentrating, perhaps the changing of the seasons, recalibrating our psychic economy, so to speak. Thanks, I hope you will have a pleasant time too, sick. Yes. Yes, I resurrected him. I've resurrected him by... I unplugged it and then I tried again. And then I pushed all sorts of buttons and then I kind of cleaned between the buttons and stuff, and then yeah, after a few tries I managed to do it. I managed to fix it, kind of, yes. Robert has already heated up yesterday's pizza on all the continents. Very well traveled. Yes. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I've never actually like done much for Easter. Oh wait, oops. Except for the Easter bunny when I was small. My parents would hide eggs in the garden, and that was fun. A lot of my Catholic friends would go to church, and it's the holy day. But what's kind of funny in Sweden is that it's actually little kids dress up as witches on the Thursday before Easter. It's kind of like Halloween, but not on Halloween. And there's this myth that the witches come out on that day, on that Thursday. So the little kids, little girls dress up as witches. They'll have like little shawls on and little freckles that they'll paint on their face. Yeah, it's quite sweet. But in France, there was nothing really. Unless you were, on Good Friday we would eat fish at the school lunch. That was the thing, you know. And I remember that one of my classmates would do Lent. My ISFJ friend is Catholic, so he does Lent where he usually like skips chocolate or something. Um, but on the Friday, wait, I forget always. Is it Shrove Thursday? Ash. There's that day where there's the ashes, and you know, like you'll get ash on your forehead if you go to church. I don't really know how that works, but I wasn't part of that ever, of the Catholic. I wasn't ever Christian. My family wasn't. My family isn't Christian. I mean, ethnically they're from Europe, you know, but like they're not. They don't believe in Jesus. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I don't know if I can finish this up or not. It's just I'm trying to finish this up, but I can't. So I'm just stuck on this live until. Oh, TM, you've been spying this whole time. I don't understand TM, but okay. Talking about witches make me think about Walpurgis Night. Yes. Well, we have Valborg, which is the same as Walpurgis Night. It's Walpurgis is Valborg in Swedish. And I think it's the end of April too, actually. Because the 1st of May is a holiday. In France, the 1st of May is a holiday because it's the Labor Day, you could say. And people people go on protest, they go on strike on that day in France. And they also sell lily of the valley on the streets. It's the one day of the year where you can sell stuff on the streets without a permit. So that's a nice tradition for that day. In Sweden, we make a bonfire and they sing certain songs, and a lot of people get drunk. That's pretty much the spirit. In France, every day is a strike. Yes. What are my genetics? You look Nordic. TM, I thought that you went to sleep. Okay, good night. Good night, Brigitte. Yeah, TM is always like messing stuff up. Okay. I can't, you know, it's not like I've done a 23andMe, so I can't really answer that question. I do live in Sweden, if that's your question. I live in Sweden. So we celebrate Valborg on the 1st of, well, the last day of of April. And yeah, it's fun. But it's always cold on that day, and it often rains on that day. Often people want to go to like the student towns because that's where the party is. But I usually don't go to the student towns, so I don't know how big of a festival it actually is, you know, because I don't participate in the thing. The funniest strikes at SNCF. How many trains I missed because of that when I was taking train to go to university. Yeah, I know. Also, planes gone strike, which sucks. So I don't take Air France. I never do, because they always go on strike. But yeah, it's strike is an important thing in France. Okay, I hope that TM has gone to sleep. I hope so. We have our regulars, and some people like to cause chaos. Or I don't know like what they think, but sometimes they have. Sometimes people come on here and like they'll say something and I don't know if they're joking. And I'm like, what? I can't reply. I don't know what to say. You know, and so that's why when newcomers come, they're like, why isn't Radishraven answering my comments? You know, it's like, sometimes people are weird on the internet, and so I am not sure of who is genuine and has good intentions and who doesn't. TM has some weird stuff going on. Okay, let's see. I don't think I will be able to finish the whole round, actually. With the amount of yarn I have, I don't think I can do it. But we'll, I don't know. Like maybe I can do a border, but I don't know how to make a border, so I don't know what to do with all this excess yarn. Yeah, TM. I know I'm being mean, but it's like, I think that you have some issues to deal with. And I don't think that you can deal with them on this channel. Last time you were seeing ghosts. Good night, cruel world. Yes, good night, TM. People who don't know who TM is are like, who's this bitch? Who's this bitch who's like saying, who's being so mean to TM? I must say that I've gotten less trolls on this channel since a while back. I'm quite happy for that. But I think it's because my content is more and more unrelatable and more niche. So, yeah. TM, I wasn't saying that you were a bitch. I was saying I was the bitch. Okay. That is very strange. You know, you say things that are very strange. Do you want me to put you into timeout? I can do that. Okay. Okay. I put TM in timeout for 10 seconds. You can do that. You can actually put someone in timeout for 10 seconds. I'll go to sleep. Yes, go to sleep. Yeah. Okay, I'm putting user in timeout for 10 minutes. If he hasn't gone to sleep by 10 minutes, then he will be permanently blocked. Interesting that there's always 10 people on the chat. I don't understand what's going on. feels like people come, people go, but it's like it stays at the same number. Oh, there's not enough yarn. What am I going to do? Okay. I hope for the best. I don't know if I'll manage this actually. TM is gone. Where is he? I put him in timeout for 10 minutes. You can actually do that. You can put a person into timeout for 10 seconds if you want, which I did at first, but that wasn't enough. TM equals troll me. Okay, I don't know. I thought it was TM like Tom Marvolo, like Riddle. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know like what people are doing with their lives, you know? They have nothing better to do on a Saturday evening than to troll me. Nothing against you guys who are like not trolling me. You don't either. Like, we don't have anything else to do on a Saturday evening than to sit here. But to sit there and troll, that's a whole other level of patheticness. Oh, you guys need to know what my dad said about Japan. He said that Japan was a sympathetic country. He said that it was a safe country and a nice country. And those are high words of praise from an ISTJ. So he was pretty excited by the idea of Japan. I don't know if he's gone there actually. I should ask him. I know that my dad traveled a lot when he was a young adult. I mean, his parents had a lot of money, which, well, my family doesn't have now because my grandparents were quite crazy with their money, and they're not leaving us with a lot. But yeah, TM equals too much. Yes. That is how it is. I don't know what it is with people who have names that are on YouTube that are just 2 letters. It kind of like makes me wonder, well, why did you choose to have your YouTube name just be 2 letters? I understand that you want to be anonymous, but at the same time, like, couldn't you have been more creative? You know, you could have chosen a name like Radishraven or Sic Parvis Magna, or, you know, you could have chosen a name that was cool, but you didn't, which gives you minus points in my brain. Okay. Let's see what's going on. I believe Japan is an ISTJ. Yes. Unfortunately, the person who sexually harassed me when I was 18, he really loved Japan. And I think that he was an INTJ. But I don't like having anything in common with this guy. But he liked having everything minimalist Japanese. So he would have like sake bowls and like mugs and everything. Like, he had all of this Japan stuff, like these old Japanese relics things in a cabinet. Like, you know, somebody in their 20s that has a glass cabinet full of, I don't know if he was an INTJ or an ISTJ, but he seems like he was INTJ. Yeah. I don't think that he really I don't really see ISTJ on him. But he was, yeah, he had all of those Japan things, and he was really interested in Japan. And he ended up getting a Japanese girlfriend after. Oh, he invited us to sushi, and that was a whole other thing, a drama. Because, well, I invited one of our friends, but then it ends up that she got really mad at me because he was on her as well. And she was Muslim, and so she, when I told her, well, no, I'm not interested in this guy, I'm gay, she was like, oh, you're gay, so you're actually, of the devil. And yeah, that escalated quickly. That whole story makes like zero sense, but that's why sometimes thinking about Japan, I have to actively like let go of the fact that some people in my life liked Japan a lot and weren't that nice to me. So to get back to your point, Japan is a very ISTJ country, I feel. But I think that Sweden is a pretty ISTJ country as well. But I think that Japan is taking it to the extremes. Like the corporate culture in Japan seems terrible. Like I could never live in Japan. Seems like such a, they have very conventional ways of doing things, even though they're very advanced technologically. And that, they have, it's a weird culture, Oh, I don't have enough yarn left to make the whole round. So I don't know how to finish this up. And maybe I'll find more of the same yarn if I go back to that secondhand boutique. Maybe the yarn will still be there. I hope so, at least. Yeah, I just threw a bombshells at you. Sorry, guys. Makes me wonder which MBTI type would be the US. An extroverted type. ESTJ? ESFP? I don't know. I don't like how some Muslims behave. It's really upsetting. Oh wow, she was asking me like, oh, have you been really wild when you were a kid? And I was like, no, I'm like the least wild person ever. Like I never go to parties. I didn't drink. And like, why are you assuming this? Just because I told you that I am gay? But yeah, so then we were supposed to talk and group discussions the rest of the year. So that was sucks. Yeah, I guess that's sick purpose. But I don't know what's written in the Quran, but it does seem that most Muslim people don't believe that LGBTQ is a thing. You don't like this view, okay? I don't like this view either, but I'm not here to make you doubt your faith, but I'm just saying, like, if there are so many people who believe that who are Muslim, like, is there something written somewhere about it, or is it just like that's what people are taught, and so that's why they think that way? I mean, this is a genuine question. I don't really know. It's a big issue I have currently with the traditional view. It's a big discussion. Okay, I won't go more into it. I love Zelda games. Do you know them? Yeah, I play them sometimes at a friend's house when I was a kid. I did not have my own console games. I just had CD-ROMs, so I did not play many video games when I was little. But I would go to a friend's house who would have that. The US is all 16 types of an alphabet soup put in a blender with the top off. A mess. Hi, nice to see you again. Oh, hi, Super Cat. I just noticed I wrote C without you. Oh, no, I got what you mean. Yeah, okay. We're going to be ending this live soon. I've been talking about so many things and I get into these controversial topics, but it's nice, but I'm kind of worried about getting canceled one day, you know? Yeah, no, I don't really feel like talking about it right now. It was just like a side thing when I was thinking about that guy and the whole story that I was going through and everything. Yeah. Hi, Supercat. Yeah. Hi, Schumann. Okay. Everybody's saying hi, but it's like I'm almost ending this live. We've been going it for 2 hours and 26 minutes. So yeah. And I've gotten to the end of my yarn, and unfortunately I couldn't finish the round, so I'll have to find some new yarn. But it is like big enough that I could be like a little pillow. Like if I put some of this stuffing stuff in there. And if I make like a bag, then I could make like a little poof poof. Or I could make like a little envelope like this. A little envelope. There we go. Like that. If I were to sew it in like this, it would make like a little pouch. Well, thank you, Sick. It's just I just basically do the same crochet of the same thing all the time. I always make the same granny square. I can't make anything else. No concentration. Oh, hi, Volapete. It's like you're always coming when I'm like about to end the live, and then I go on for like ages more. Yeah, I was telling the audience about my reservations about going to Japan. I went to, but then I get all scared about all sorts of things. Yeah, you woke up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep going back and forth about all sorts of different things, and it's been hard for me to concentrate on any one thing or to concentrate on anything. And I haven't been reading any books this past week. I can't read. I cannot read. I have forgotten how to read. I can't. Yeah. It's so nice to see you guys say hello in the chat. Oh, I don't know. I think I've talked so much, now I feel ready to cry. I don't know what's going on. It's just like I've had all of these like ideas and thoughts, and like nothing is making, you know, nothing is going anywhere. Like it's not making sense. And so I'm just like, this whole day today, I was just like, okay, I was trying to do the laundry. And then I almost did the same thing as I did before, where I almost burnt the pasta on the stove again, which I didn't because I remembered at the last second that I'd put it on the stove before going to the laundry room. I slept like 2 hours during the day. I don't know if it is the light. It might be the light. But it's also not really light because it's cloudy. I don't know. I can barely read and concentrate on things either these days. Yeah. I don't know. I just, well, I was telling the others about the bad news about my uncle not doing very well, and well, yeah, he's it looks like it's nearing the end, but my mom won't really admit that. And also, well, my brother told my parents that I was planning on going to Japan, so then I had to deal with that. But they were fine about it, but it's kind of like, I don't think that they realize that I'm not planning on seeing them. So yeah, it's kind of weird. And yeah, and I can't think of anything else than YouTube videos. I can't think about anything else than watching my cult videos, watching my autism videos, watching my video essays videos, and not really watching them either, just like listening them and watching the subtitles. And I've slept pretty badly, and then I sleep too much, and I don't really know where I am. And maybe it would be easier to write them and say that you are afraid of upsetting them. Well, I don't know. I don't know how to do it, but I just realized that, yeah, it's not healthy for me to be so afraid of my parents like I am, but I'm going to go get some water, but I'll be back soon. I do want to like figure out what to do with this crochet thing before I end, which will be soon. Once we get to see Mojo in the chat again. Who is Mojo? I don't know who Mojo is. But I'm coming back. Just getting some water. Okay. Well, I'll be ending the chat soon because it's getting late over here. And maybe Vanderpeet has to go about his day. I mean, his Sunday. I don't remember Mojo. Super entertaining thoughts in what way? I don't know how to yes, Schumann is the timekeeper, but he's kind of like my moderator. He's like my unofficial moderator in these chats, and he knows who's who on this channel, you know. Which is nice, because sometimes I get the trolls, and then I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like getting weird conversations, and it's like sometimes it's not even like, you know, bad, like creepy. It's rather just like confusing, and like, what do you mean? People are just like writing stuff, and I'm like, what? So yeah, it's good to have people that I can trust, like are normal to talk to. I don't know, around. Yeah, I think that I'm feeling a little bit better after drinking some water. Well, I did wonder, Pete, about the different towns that you were talking about. There were some towns that had like old buildings. I think Kanazawa? I don't remember. They seemed cool, at least. But then I realized like half of Japan is like near the equator, and then I got scared. Because it's too hot. I can't deal. I haven't been so far south in my life. So, yeah. I haven't been more south than Rome. Or, no, I've been to Andalusia, so yeah, that's the most south I've ever been. I've never been to anywhere south than like Almeria or Alicante. You know, it's not like I'm used to hot weather. I thought maybe I was, but yeah. Costa Rica, and it was okay in regards to hotness. Yeah, but now I'm planning on going to Japan in the middle of August, which I don't know. Okay. I'm trying to like relieve my anxiety about these things. Okay, so you were scared of going south because it was so hot, but sometimes it isn't as bad when you're there. Well, because like I'm used to it being over 30 degrees back in France. And where I live in France, it's in the mountains, so, or it's like it's in the valley. So the valley is always super hot, even though there's no like water and stuff. It was a weird thing where I went to the north at first to avoid the heat, but it was just summer rain every day. And I went south later to Nara just because it was hot, not rainy. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been like worried about 10,000 things. Like like the language and the currency, and so yeah, I don't know. I think my worry about other things just transfers off to to this Japan worry. And then I'm like, because I can't concentrate on anything else, I end up thinking about all of these crazy things, and then I'm like, ugh, you know. I know that I can think better, but I'm not thinking well right now. Yeah, I also worry about the money. Yeah. Because, yeah, it's just like anything could happen. So then, like, planning out. I can't do that. I don't know. So I sit there and agonize about my problems. Um, but it's just hard for me to do anything else. Like just doing the laundry was like death for me today. And yeah, I was telling Schumann about my badness scale. Yeah, it just felt like it was going in the wrong direction. But yeah, it feels better now that I'm doing the live and things are going well. Oh wait, maybe we're getting to the record of time. I don't remember. 240 or 240 something. How long are you staying in Japan? I don't even know, Alexander. I don't even know. I have like, 2.5 weeks of a holiday, but maybe 1-2 weeks. I don't want to stay too long. Because, well, I don't know, my money would run out. But yeah, that's my plan. Schumann is around, it's just that he's taking a break. I don't know. Alexander, was there anywhere you wanted to see in Japan? But it was funny that my ISTJ dad was like, oh, Japan is a sympathetic country. I was like, are you, like, are we allies? Why are you saying that? It's funny because sometimes he'll say things that will take me off guard and I'll be like, he's so serious all the time, and then he'll be like, yes, Japan is a sympathetic country. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, 10 minutes on my phone, so it takes me a longer time this time. Oh yeah. Schumann is like very dedicated to his job. Japan is a sympathetic country, yes, thank you. But also, well, Bottle Pete missed the beginning of my life, but I was telling him about how my mom got invited to go to Ukraine on like a volunteer trip, but she was like asking the Ukrainian person, oh, is it safe? Because she wasn't really thinking of going to Ukraine, as of all places. And the Ukrainian woman said, oh, it's yes, it's safe. Only 80 people have died this last month. And like my mom was like all shocked. I like Kyoto the most. I will be staying longest there. Wait, Alexander, where have you been? Oh my god, yes. So my parents were very glad that I wasn't going to Ukraine. And that I'd chosen literally any other country apart from Ukraine and Russia. But yeah. Also, I know that my dancing video was banned in Belarus and Russia, and that those were the countries that they won't be able to see my dancing. So yeah. But like, Alexander, it sounds like you have been to Japan. Wait, who's been banned? Me? What? I haven't been to Japan yet. I'm planning to, and I like Kyoto the most, only in my mind up till now. Yeah, no, it sounds like, yeah, but it sounds like your plans are much much more detailed than mine. Oh no, but my video was, I got copyright issues. It was partially restricted. That was what it said. So it was copyright on that song by Ellie Goulding. And apparently, like, everybody in the world can see it, except for Belarus and Russia. So yeah, that's I don't know if I have any Russian or Ukrainian viewers, but or not Ukrainian, but Belarusian viewers, but they won't be able to see that video. Yeah, I know it's strange, but I'm glad it wasn't banned for everybody, because that was a happy video. Koyasan also looks interesting. I will look that up. I was looking up the Vondel pizza suggestions, but I don't know. I like all the places, but I like old architecture, I must say, and I like the Zen places. But I do want to go to the big city of Tokyo, you know. And I went to see the Nara. I mean, the thing is with mountains is that I grew up by mountains. So yeah, Hiroshima, I do like seeing, I went to see that, like that Shinto ark that is in the water, like the iconic Shinto ark. But you know, I'm sure that there are lots of those Shinto arks all over the place in Japan, so it's not like I need to go to Hiroshima to see just that. I don't know if I went to, if like the point of my visit is to go to Hiroshima, because that's a whole other thing, you know. But maybe there are like cool things to see in Hiroshima that don't have to do with the bombing. Though I'm guessing that a lot of the history is erased because of that. So I don't know. The memorial of the bombing. Yeah, the one with like the cupola that is like messed up. Messed up. It's been bombed. Onomishi, which is part of the Hiroshima prefecture. Okay. Like Kyoto combines modern Japan and ancient Japan. Yeah, that's what I seem to like about that. Buddhist town in the mountain. Okay. No, because I mean, I don't know. I love mountains, considering I grew up in the mountains, but I don't know if anything will ever compare to like my beloved Alps, you know. So Fujiyama would be cool to see, but I don't know. It's more about the nature, about like the ponds, like those gardens kind of thing, that I find exciting. I also like the shape of the mountains that are like pretty, the shape of the mountains is pretty pointy like this. While like mountains can come in all sorts of shapes. You know, I can't really explain it. You can stay at the Buddhist temple overnight in Koyasan, but it's quite expensive. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Like there's tea, and yeah, I don't know really what I want. There's so many fun things. There's so many nice Zen things, and there are so many beautiful places to go and see. But then like I get like this panic inside. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. My grandparents used to live in Haute-Savoie. There's so many options. Even Tokyo has a mountain called Takao-san, which has that feeling. I was able to live in Tokyo and see so much of that traditional Japan easily, even on day trips. Oh, well, what is nice is that Japan is such a small place, so like you can see a lot of things without like having to like travel super far away. But it's such a long country as well. And I mean, I haven't seen most of Sweden, and Sweden is also a long country. But yeah, so that's cool. Oh, I I had looked up what Radishraven would be in Japanese, but now I forgot. I forgot. But anyway, radish is daikon. So it would be daikon something. Something that meant crow and raven. Ogaro? Something like that. I don't know. The sort of things I do in my spare time when I am not able to concentrate on anything is like I Google all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, I learned a little bit something new every day about Japanese. I don't know many words, but now I do know the word for radish, so that is good. I will be able to get far in Japan with that word. Okay, I think that we've passed our record in the amount of time that I've been sitting here just talking to you guys. What about the island of Tsushima? Well, the thing is, like, I can't Google these things while I'm talking to you. Yes, Karasu, exactly. Yes. I wonder how you got the word for crow. But yes, it's Daikon Karasu would be my Japanese pseudonym. Yeah. I guess that it would be easier to call myself that when I'm there than I don't know if people know how to say Ingrid. Any recommendations for Kyoto? Ingrid-san. Yes. Oh, yes, well, no, Pete. This was a question for you. I'm going to leave it, leave the live up a little bit so that you can answer. Kiyu Mizudera is my fav. INFP-san. Yes. That's about like the only thing I know from Duolingo. Is like, I know how to say Brazil. And I know how to say England. It's like, I'm not from Brazil or England, so it like doesn't help me. INFP-sama onegai shimasu. What does onegai shimasu mean? Maybe it's like, hello. I just know ohayo gozaimasu. Onegai shimasu. Onegai shimasu. Points of interest? Is that what POI stands for? I want to be given the god salutation, please. Oh, I guess that sama is like an even higher honorific thing. Onegai shimasu. Okay. Yes. Yes, Vandal Pete is starting his cult again. I don't know what's going on. Yes, we have a new record. I am already part of one there, but I'll start a new one. Wait, You actually joined the Japan cult? The cult that your friend took you to a place and then you joined the cult. But then I thought that like that was just a thing that happened and then that you weren't part of the cult. Is that a place that you're planning to take me? Oh. I don't know what I feel about that. I didn't really join a cult, but I made friends with people in that cult. Yeah, that's like the first step on the Pete. I don't know. With your black clothes, you can Japanese clan leader. Yeah, like a ninja. I don't know if ninjas are a cult, but you know, it's a thing. Found in the Melbourne temple for that cult, and the woman waved at me, and I ran away. Wait, so this cult is so big that there is actually a temple in Melbourne? That like is so crazy. Huh. So it's a Japanese cult, but it has a thing in Australia. Mahikari. I'm getting tired, that's why I can't say things. But yes, Mahikari. Okay, well, I'll look them up and then I'll go into my rabbit hole and I will, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will join the cult or not. Takayama. Okay, wait. There are too many names of places. You Dragonite befriend there years ago and freaked him out. I don't know. Are you going to freak me out? I don't want to be freaked out. Wait, I need to write these places down. Yeah, you were having an invitation from Scientology in your letterbox. Yeah. No, exactly. I remember that. Wait, let me just see. Takayama has the cult place. And then let's look inside here. This is the way I'm planning my trip, by looking at the YouTube live things and and writing down what I find. Onegai shimasu. Kiyomizu Debra. I know Mizu means water. The island of Tsushima. I'm writing down all these things. Onomishi. Which is part of Hiroshima. Now, my ISFJ friend's sister went to Japan, but she went together with a bunch of other Italian girls, and so like it was like a planned trip, the whole thing. So then I started getting all worried about like well, I'm not going with a bunch of friends, so like will I get lost? Okay, wait. Takao-san. Takao-san. I will need to like go on 10 trips to Japan in order to go to all these places. This is never going to end. One day I'll be like like a Valdol Pete and we'll be going there all the time. That is my goal here in life. Okay, wait. I think I've written down these names of places. Let me go back in here. I'm afraid you will be listed on the blacklist after being around such cults. This wasn't the Moses revival cult? Yes, it was. It's the same cult. Oh, okay. So we need to go to Takayama Cult Place to see Moses. To see those pieces of like Moses reborn or whatever. And and then I have to look up all these other places. And then I also need to remember the words daikon, karasu, and one mogaishi-san, or whatever that was. Onegaishimasu. Oh, is that sake laced with Kool-Aid? Oh God, no. Oh, that is not a part of what I'm planning to say to my parents. Yes, yes, I'm going to Japan with some guy on the internet, and he's going to show me a cult where they give me some special sake. Oh, yeah. Anyway, we've been going for more than 3 hours, so we need to stop now. Wait, no, I can't stop. I think I passed my friend and I were too scared. We only walked through the temple, felt weird to walk away, didn't drink anything. Yeah, I don't know. That could have been laced with some kind of drug. I mean, yeah. If you were to go through that temple again, would you try it? I don't know. I don't know. But they didn't try to run after you because you didn't drink the sake, did they? Or maybe it was just because they wanted to have you stay there. It was such a rude thing that you did there. Okay. So a lot of people seem to be going through this cult temple, and they seem to be doing fine. That's strange. My ISFJ friend went there with his wife, and they both happily drank it. Oh, I don't know what that means about your ISFJ friend. Oh my God. You guys are making my day. I mean, really. My ISTJ German friend took his parents there too, and they drank it. But wait, like this cult is so well known, but like all of the tourists are going there. How come? Like, how come there's not more members? So if the SJs we do it, we can. But like, yeah. No, I remember the video where you had your ESTJ German friend. I can just drink water, pretty much. But what do they say that the sake will do? Like, what is the special powers? Does it have like Moses' blood or something in there, or like, will you be strong or gain magical powers from this sake? Yeah, that's kind of a stupid thing, you know? It's like they they get a lot of like, it's like if they had a YouTube channel, like Sick is implying, then they would have a lot of they would have a lot of views, but like no subscribers and no likes. Maybe it's just supposed to be a Elementary Sake. Inner light. Oh. Yes, Moses is inner light. I think like Scientology, they lost a lot of members years ago. Where you turn into a manga character. I don't know. Scientology. Oh. Yeah. Not that great. Isn't even one of your colleagues scared that you because you're a cult piece? Another culture we're in? Psychology. Back in Australia. That's because Pete's cult is a secret cult. And these cults are not good at being secret. My ex-INFP Japanese girlfriend last year, I mentioned the cult. And she said, oh, my friend is in that cult. Like, I mean, somehow they have a lot of members. Otherwise, you wouldn't be knowing all of these members. Unless all of those members are INFPs, which would make sense. But like, you can't simultaneously say that they don't get the members, but then they... I guess that only Japanese people are allowed to be members or like, you know, understand the thing enough. While the tourists like see what it is. Yeah, it seems really popular. But I mean, they do have members in Melbourne, so I guess not. Maybe it is. I will have to Google that. I have more non-Japanese member. Maybe they just have a lot of Australians. I don't know. They not join this cult though. No. We're not going to join the cult. But I will go to the temple, I guess. It's very racist, yes. Well, I know a lot about cults by now. I've done so much research about cults, but the thing is that I seem to be like extra focused on Mormon polygamous cults for some reason. But that's because they have YouTube channels, and so I follow them. We don't join cults, but well, I did tell you guys earlier that I was part of the turf cult. Especially don't join mine. I don't have time for members. Yes, the organization is difficult. It was already too much for us to keep up a band, let alone a cult. You know, infinite cringe. We couldn't really get that one up and running. But yeah, so I did kind of join a cult, but I left, and I never really it wasn't like there was a membership or whatever. But they're kind of a high, thought control kind of thing. You should prepare for Japanese cults before your trip, though. We watch Pete's cult trip, at least. The Japan trip. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just so all over the place, so I can't really. I need to just sit down and look at the map of Japan. Look at all of the suggestions that I have of places to go to, and choose from those, because I can't choose from like all the places on the map, and like narrow it down in that way. It will be hard though, because like I want to go to every place, and I want to do everything, but I don't have the money or the time to go to all these places. And also like the organizational ability to like book hotels or stuff like that. it's hard because like I went to plan, but I can't plan, and I went to be spontaneous, but I can't be spontaneous. So it's like I'm ah. But I will look up that part of Tokyo that was mentioned, Kiyomizudera, and I will look up Makihari cult, and I will look up Takayama, Tsushima Onomishima, Hiroshima, and Takao-san. And yeah, I will also look up those places that were in the email. And I will see if I don't know, like there are so many temples. Everybody is okay, so it's just like in Kyoto. Oh, don't worry, Sig Purvis Manga. I'm happy for all the suggestions. I'm just like so lost right now because I'm like I can't concentrate on anything. I like doing my laundry today was a mess, and then my microwave Robert starts acting up, and then the washing machine doesn't work, and then I'm like I fall asleep for 2 hours, and then I forget the clothes in the washing machine. I mean, like everything not good. But yeah, it makes me happy to hear from you guys, you know, and to talk and to actually have a social something in my weekend. Okay, Tokyo has lots of impressive temples and quiet gardens too. Yeah, I think that's like the thing that I really want to do is to eat some Japanese food. I've also thought that because I do not know how to, I also got like really anxiety about, I don't know how to eat with chopsticks. I need to learn how to eat with chopsticks. And I realized that you can buy some tops for the chopsticks that are made for kids, but you can cheat your way of not knowing how to use chopsticks by using one of those. And so I was thinking maybe I'll buy one of those, and so I won't need to learn how to use chopsticks. I just put that little thingy on top of the chopsticks, and then I can eat. Like I can use it if I'm like picking up sushi, but like I can't use it if I'm picking up other smaller things, you know. Yeah, it's always heartwarming. Everybody's so nice to each other. I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop this live, and we've been going for 3 hours. Yeah, so there are these like things that I've now I realize like, oh, I need to have an adapter for my phone. So then I have to look at like the adapters, and it's like there are too many things. I just get very overwhelmed. So I'm going to like write a list of things that I need, and so before I sign off, I'll just put charger. Now that I've already started a kind of a paper, that's good. You guys are helping me do the tea. So charger and chopstick thingy. Also, I realized that I don't have a lot of summer clothes because, well, I live in Sweden. So they never come to any use, and most of my clothes are in France, the summery clothes. So I've been thinking of updating my wardrobe for that. No, I mean the problem is that my grandmother taught me how to use chopsticks, but she taught me the wrong way. So she had like her finger between the two sticks, and it just, yes, you need to have a finger there, but not like in between. So it didn't really work out. you hold chopsticks wrong and you probably do it to this day. Yeah, but you've been able to eat with the chopsticks. I just need to get to the level where I can get the food from the plate to my mouth and not like get it all over the place, because I really want to eat the food. I went to eat food there, and I went to go to the gardens, and I went to see some shrines, which I probably will anyways. And I do want to do a Studio Ghibli thing, but that is probably not going to happen because the ticketing system is very crazy. And like you can't really, do the ticketing. You can't like buy a ticket just like that. It's like you need to, there's a certain time when they release the tickets, and then it's like really complicated to get the tickets. Because I went to go to the Studio Ghibli Museum or the park, but I don't think that I'll be able to. They make it really hard for foreigners to buy the tickets for these places, which really sucks. But if I don't manage to go to those places, then I'll probably just buy some kind of merch that is Studio Ghibli themed. Yeah, so those are the things. And yeah, okay. Well, anything else before we end? I think that I need to go to sleep, and Wanda Pete needs to. Wait. Oh, we're not going to say anything about that, but it was good. We've been talking for 3 hours and 16 minutes. I am dying, but I keep getting things in the chat, and then I can't stop. Aw. I don't think I can eat pizza with chopsticks. I don't think I can eat anything with chopsticks. I think I will yeah, I can eat sushi basically pretty much with chopsticks, and maybe dip it into the soy sauce. Maybe not, you know. So yeah, I'm not going to be having good food, you know. I will just be starving the whole time I'm in Japan, just like, oh no. The only thing I will be able to eat is snacks. Yeah, we all love each other in the chat. Schumann sees ghosts. We do not know what he means. Maybe it's the ghost from the Takayama cult temple of the Mahikari. We don't have any Japanese restaurants in Berlin. It's always Vietnamese. Yes. A 24-hour live stream. I don't think I will be able to manage a 24-hour live stream. Great. Favorite snacks? Oh, hello, ASMR boy Hindi. The ghost of cringe is fast. 24-hour. But we're only like, we are already 3 hours in, you know? We are on our way. I don't know. I'm getting more and more silly the more time is passing. 24-hour shift. Yeah, I've thankfully become a GP. I don't need to do 24-hour shifts. Cringe miss. Basically, cringe miss isn't more than 24 hours. Way more than 24 hours. Okay, wait, let's see what's going on. I was going to talk about snacks. I went to eat in Japan. I went to eat those huge pancakes, those thick pancakes with cream and stuff, and I went to eat them with strawberries. And I went to eat those little sandwiches that have strawberries and cream inside. And it's in 25 hours. And I went to eat those little ice cream thingies that they make. Those little like ball ice creams. That I like on a stick. But I want to eat stuff that tastes like matcha. I want to try Kit Kats that are matcha. Because, well, why not? Japanese people like kitukatu, I think is the name of it. I don't know. No, I haven't tried takoyaki. I haven't tried most of things. I just know what I have seen in like videos on Instagram and the kinds of things that people eat in anime. And I'm just like, that seems good. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know what the name of this dish is, but I really want that. And I went to eat eggs on top of rice, and I went to eat onigiri, and I went to eat gyoza, and I went all sorts of things. But snacks, like there are all sorts of weird snacks that like I see. Sometimes they come to the store Normal that I go to that has like snacks, and sometimes they have snacks from other countries. Right now they have like American snacks like Nerds and those kinds of candies. But they had a period where they had Japanese snacks, so they have like Kit Kats that have weird tastes, and they also had what was it called? Yeah, the fluffy pancakes, shaved ice cream. Yeah, that seems cool. They had ramune, and I like ramune. I mean, it's mostly the experience of like the bottle and like putting the marble inside it. Yeah, no, I haven't tried that thing. I will write that down on the list of things to try. Takoyaki. Matcha Pichu. Oh, Pichu is one of my favorite Pokemon. He's such a cute Pokemon. I like Pikachu, but Pichu is just very, very sweet. We would play Super Mario Bros. Brawl, and I would always choose Pichu, even though like he was the weakest and the saddest out of all of them. Well, like not the saddest, but like he would always die because I did not know how to play the game. But yes, Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu. I don't know. There are many things I'd like to try, but I can't. Maybe one day I'll go to I'll go to a place that's like I don't know a thing on the menu, and I'll just take whatever, and then we'll see what's going on. Okay, well, I don't think I can do. Yeah, I know that I need to look for Nintendo stuff for my brother because he really likes well, he mostly likes Pokemon. So I'll probably buy him a gift that will be Pokemon themed. or anime, manga themed. I don't know. It's just that like I don't really know much about manga anime. I just know that I know a few names of certain anime that he likes. Um, he likes Attack on Titan. He likes JoJo. He likes what else? Hunter. I thought that it was Hunter x Hunter, but apparently you don't say the X. Um, I don't know. I don't know what these things are about, but he says these things. What else does he like? He's he's recommended some, but I don't. I watched the one where there's the girl who plays the violin and the guy who plays the piano. I forget what that was, but I watched that one. And yeah, he has these mangas that he buys. Like he actually goes to the stores and like check that. Don't worry too much to see everything. Well, it would be optimal but not realistic. Of course. Of course, I know, but it's like it's hard for me to like know what is realistic and what is like, because if I'm realistic, I don't want to do anything, you know? If I don't force myself to get out to do a thing, then I just will stay in the hotel room all day. I mean, like, I don't want that. I want to have like an activity or two a day, and yeah, it's not easy because like today just doing the laundry was too much. But I think they will get better. I think that once I see a little bit more hope, I see a little bit more friends, I have finished working at psychiatry, then probably I will be feeling better. I also maybe will be getting my autism diagnosis. Who knows? And maybe the therapy will be working. I mean, I think that things will be going in the right direction. But at the moment, it's not going too well because my next therapy session is in 3 weeks, and the autism assessment is in 4 weeks, and yeah, I'm not at an okay place. But maybe in about a month I'll be feeling better. But it makes me tired to wait, you know, all this time. Yeah, we're just driven by any. Yeah, it's just like I get all these ideas and I'm like, you know, because it makes me happy to dream about these things. But I know that in real life, like that won't happen. Yeah, no, exactly. I know that Vondelpete talked about this depressed INFP guy who basically just was moping the whole time that he was on a trip. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy, you know? I don't want to be that person because, you know, I'll have invested so much time and also somebody else's time and all sorts of stuff. And I don't want to be that person who just like has no energy to do anything and just like complains all day. Maybe it will if you set it as your goal that whatever happens should come true. Well, yes, I hope for the best. But then, like, I can't hope for the best because then I will just, like, I will book myself on too many things. And I'll be unrealistic. So it's a balance there, you know? So I can't go to all of the towns that I want to go to. But I think that the fact that there are shrines and temples everywhere in Japan, in whichever town you go to, and there are gardens, and in any place that you go to, and that there are good places to eat wherever you go. It's just that you have to find the right spots, you know. I've traveled all too much now. I've moved around the first time a bit, but it's so important to not do too much and not do too little. Oh, that's hard. A lot of time in cafes. Yes, yes. Yeah, it's hard to decide how many days to spend in which place. Like, you know, like how many days, like what if I feel like I am completely exhausted after 2 days in Tokyo, and then I'm like, I just want to sleep all day. Like, I don't know. So I need to find a balance there, in the amount of things that I can manage to do. It's just, I don't know, I get so tired of the traveling and stuff. So some things are done best in a random order. Yeah, but you also have to plan. I don't know. This seems very difficult. Yeah, no. Because I think that I need to find a place where I can rest. And so a cafe is a nice place where you can rest. And like, I don't need to be go, go, go action all the time, you know. I know, thing is, my ISFJ's sister is an ESFP, I think. And so when she went to Japan, she just like did everything and met tons of people and did all these things. And it's like, what? You know, I could never do that. So, you know, my expectations, I can't have my expectations as high as this person's trip, you know. What if I get bored after X days? And what if I don't manage to do everything I want? Like this fear of missing out. I don't think I'll get bored. I really don't think that. I do fear not having enough energy. So I'm going to try to find ways to like be nice to myself. Find you know, maybe I'll buy some loops for my ears so that I don't need to deal with. If I don't buy the chopsticks thingy, I'll buy at least the loops so that I can like deal with all of the people and the noise. What's good with loops is that apparently you can hear people, like if somebody is talking directly to you, you can hear them, but at the same time you're like blocking all this extra noise, which would be good. And so maybe I can stand longer time. Maybe Vandal Pete will get me to like coffee. I don't know. Maybe I'll start taking my coffee black. I don't know what will happen. You can plan and write things down and then deviate if it makes you happy. A very strict plan can ruin the feeling. It also can enhance it if you use it approximately. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I've also done that thing where I booked the train Malmö Stockholm instead of Stockholm Malmö, but then the computer realized my mistake. So that was good. Portland, Portland. Yes. Yeah. No, I think that I can manage. I will manage. It's just I've been in such a crazy state all day, um, that maybe not tomorrow, but maybe another day I will feel a little bit better and I can sit and plan this out and yeah, actually get this to happen, you know. I look forward to that video um, of that song. I liked your INFP hairdresser songs, even though they were written by ChatGPT. I hope that these aren't written by ChatGPT. Hmm. It was funny to see Von Pizza in his younger years with the filming camera and the crew and stuff. It was funny. I don't have any like videos of me except for those that I have on YouTube. So yeah, interdimensional travel. Or you've used ChatGPT before for your um, hairdresser song. But it was funny because you also played with the guitar and everything. That would be cool. I am looking forward to that if that ever happens. Yeah, I think that I will have to stop there before I die. Before I die of exhaustion and of my throat dying. Yeah, but it's been great talking to you guys, and you've all been so positive and nice. Yes, you have to eat brunch. Okay, bye. Bonne soirée. Bonne nuit. And yeah, we've gone. This record will be hard to break. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's find the off button.